Namaste and welcome back to today's episode of Mahabharata Matters. In the previous episode, we saw that the Sauptika Parva had ended with Krishna's curse to Ashwathama. Krishna had taken away Ashwathama's head bead as well. Bhīma took this bead to Draupadi. Draupadi gave it to Yudhishthira and asked him to place it in his crown as only he deserved that bead. Dhritarashtra and Gandhari were inconsolable. Although they had gained composure after Krishna comforted them, their pain was intense. They had lost all their 100 sons as well as the husband of their daughter Dushala. Yuyutsu was the only survivor who was Dhritarashtra's son from Gandhari's maid. He had joined the Pandava side at the very beginning of the battle itself. Ashwathama had not killed him because he was Duryodhana's half-brother. Vidura and Sanjaya tried to comfort Dhritarashtra. Along with that, they did not hesitate to tell him that it was all his making. He should have stopped his son long ago, they said. Dhritarashtra knew they were right, but he was still in intense pain. By then, Vedavyasa came there. He comforted them and said that it is time for them to now go to the battlefield. They had to bring back the dead people and give them proper burial. All the mourning and weeping women of the entire city followed the blind king. They were going to see the men of their families who now lay dead on the battlefield. Hence, this Parva is called Strī Parva. This ghastly scene of mourning women reminded Vidura of the day the Pandavas left to the forest 14 years ago. All the ill omens that day had indicated towards this eventuality. But the blind king had made no efforts towards stopping it. Today he was grieving. Kripa, Kritavarma and Ashwathama came to see him. They were afraid of the Pandavas now. They quickly took leave of the king and went away on their paths. Kripa went to Hastinapura, Kritavarma went back to Dwaraka, and Ashwathama wandered away aimlessly. Along with his brothers, Yudhishthira was preparing to leave to the city as the rightful ruler of the land. They had heard that Dhritarashtra and Gandhari were coming to the battlefield. They went to meet them there. The sight of the lamenting women on the way made them all very sad. As soon as Yudhishthira met Dhritarashtra, he prostrated to him. He fell at his feet, trying to comfort him from the sorrow of losing his sons. Although Dhritarashtra held them accountable for the deaths of his son, Dhritarashtra did not show it in his demeanor towards Yudhishthira. He formally embraced him. But he hated Bhīma from the bottom of his heart. He called Bhīma near him to embrace him. Without saying anything, Krishna stopped him with his hands and he pushed the iron statue towards Dhritarashtra. This was the same iron statue on which Bhīma used to practice Gada Yuddha regularly. Dhritarashtra was uncontrollably furious with Bhīma. All he could think of was that this person has killed his sons, all his 100 sons. This person had separated the hand of Dushyasana from his body even when he was alive. He had sliced open Dushyasana's heart and drank his blood on the battlefield. He had broken the thigh of his dear son Duryodhana and given him a very painful death. He had killed everyone that he loved dearly. With these thoughts, Dhritarashtra tightened his grip around the statue so much that it crumbled to pieces and fell to the ground. In the process, Dhritarashtra's chest was wounded and he started bleeding. Bhīma stood in shock, seeing the power and anger of the blind old man. If it weren't for Krishna, it would be him in that place. He would have been crushed to powder under the wrath of the blind father. After some time, Dhritarashtra gained composure. He lamented that he had killed Bhīma in his sheer anger. He regretted his actions profusely. He wished he had not done that. Now, Krishna consoled Dhritarashtra and told him how he had only hugged an iron statue, and Bhīma was unharmed. He advised him to give up his mamakara, the me and mineness. After all, the Pandavas too had lost everything in the battle, and they were very sad as well. He said Dhritarashtra should choose the path of righteousness. He asked Dhritarashtra to show fatherly affection towards the sons of his brother, at least now. Dhritarashtra calmed down. His anger and hatred towards Bhīma had been spent on the iron statue, and now he embraced Bhīma properly. Then he embraced Arjuna, then Nakula, and then Sahadeva too. If only he had embraced them like this, when they came to Hastinapura as children. It was 17 days after their father Pandu had died. If only he had been loving towards them then and taught his son to welcome them with open arms. If only he didn't differentiate between his own sons and the sons of his brother. But alas, he had paid the price for his greed with the lives of so many people of the world as well as the lives of his own sons. The damage was done. So what are our takeaways from the story? Who could have imagined that the frail old arms of a blind father could possess so much strength that he could crush an iron statue into rubble? Both love and hatred have immense power. It is better to inculcate the gentler of the emotions and share love rather than build hatred. Love not only brings happiness, it empowers us as well. Inculcating unconditional love towards everyone is a great asset. It is better if we strive towards building this. Inherently, there is nothing that is worthy of love or hatred. This verse puts it beautifully. Kimapyasti svabhavena sundaram vapya sundaram yadeva rochate yasmai tadbhavet tasya sundaram. What this means is, there is nothing that is inherently beautiful or ugly. Whatever appeals to whomever, that particular thing or object looks beautiful to that person. It is all driven by our likes and dislikes. It is better to work on them rather than repent our hateful actions later on. With these thoughts, we come to the end of today's episode. Remember, in this series we are discussing matters of Mahabharata because even today, Mahabharata matters. Hari Om!